The members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access. Plus, commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with this Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Most people know the biblical story of David, the shepherd boy who fought Goliath and became king. Well, Angel Studios has created a new animated film called David that tells the story of Israel's greatest king.
There's a light I've always followed when I'm looking for the way, when I'm searching for the answer. In the moments I'm afraid, there's a whisper in the wind and a story in the sky. When I'm looking for a lantern to illuminate the night. If you want the secret of freedom and feeling alive, you gotta follow the light.
The country to make these accounts a reality for newborns and young children in this country. Real America's Voice congressional correspondent Benny Ray Harmony is at today's summit and joins us live with the very latest. Benny, this really is a who's who of business and entertainment leaders. I'm just going to throw out a name for you. You can go off with this one. Nicki Minaj is there.
Nicki Minaj, Terrence, yes, you are spot on. So we have spoke to Kevin O'Leary today. There is no shortage of CEOs and people that are pretty big. You mean everything from people that have a lot of money that will be contributing, such as the Dell family is here as well. And it is a who's who. But Terrence, the funny thing is, so downstairs, we're currently up here on the media row floor. The guests are coming and we're interviewing them. But down on the main floor, there's lots of food. And so I was actually standing right there in line, just right next to Kevin O'Leary, and I was like, oh, hey, I like you on Shark Tank. So it's really cool to get to see these types of, I wouldn't necessarily say celebrities, but these people that have such influence in this setting and actually helping create a better America and putting their effort towards politics and government and policy to really make a change. And I think that's what makes it so terrific.
You often hear people talk about public-private partnership, and it sounds like this is the real public-private partnership where you've got private entities putting money towards a public effort in order to make America's children that much richer, if you will.
Yeah, and Terrence, I think one of there's three pillars for this, and it's that access to capital, financial literacy, and generational wealth building, right? And that access to capital is where things really get a bit dicey because there's only so much money to go around, right? And so it takes people like Kevin, like the Dells, to really create access to that capital so that Americans' children can have that. And so every child, no matter their situations, where they're from, their home life, they all get that chance to build generational wealth and build into America's future.
When does the sign-up period actually start? I believe I may have heard that July 4th is when this really gets underway.
Yeah, Terrence, so this is the big Freedom 250. This is America 250, the amazing birthday. And so on July 4th is when you can open and enroll and you can go in and create these accounts for your children. So parents watching, mark your calendars for July 4th because that is going to be a very important day. They are starting to get it operational, Terrence, but July 4th will be that big kickoff. So mark your calendars. All children born between 2025 and 2028 have a chance to get this money and to create and start creating wealth.
Benny, before I let you go, let's get to dollars and cents. So July 4th is when the sign-up period starts, and it's my understanding that parents will get $1,000, pretty much free money, if you will, from the government to start the accounts, and then they can contribute up to $5,000?
Yep, Terrence, that's exactly right. So every one of these accounts that is started between 2025, 2028, they will get that one-time federal fund of $1,000. Now, that is that nest egg in there. And now throughout each year, parents, relatives, your employer, they can actually put in there up to $5,000 a year. And I don't have it right here in front of me, but on the sheet that the Trump administration gave us, it showed how much you can see your money grow. Starting with, if you do $5,000 a year, by the time that kid is 18, they're going to be near $1 million in that savings account just because of the deterred taxes, just how special this money and these accounts are. It doesn't, it's just going to sit in there and build, basically. I can't necessarily find the words, as you can see right now. But compound wealth, that is what it's about. And I asked Kevin Leary, and he said, don't touch it. He said, parents, don't touch this money. When it goes into that account, leave it there. And by the time your kid is 18, they'll be good to go.
Benny Ray Harmony reporting live for us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access. Plus, commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
The factories from small towns to city streets. This is the fight for the soul of our nation.
We're watching Democrats attack democracy. Do not be fooled.
The strength, the grit, the greatness of the American spirit, all right here.
The left wanted power, not peace, but there's a resistance rising. A generation saying enough, enough. We've tried it their way, and it failed.
The Steve Gruber Show with your host, Steve Gruber, starts right now.
Another brand new day here from the foxhole of freedom. Glad to have you on board the Freedom Train. We're fighting for it every day. America first. Every day we fight for this country. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't, but we get to the facts. Here are three big things you need to know this hour. Number one, the Census Bureau has announced negative net migration for the first time in my lifetime. 3 million illegal aliens being deported either voluntarily or by force. That is real success. Number two, in New York City, the communist Mayor Mamdani says it's time to crank up taxes on the rich, whatever that means this time, which means they'll be fleeing the Big Apple in even bigger numbers in the months to come. New York City is dying. And number three, it's an important topic we're going to cover here today. There's a fight for the spiritual heart of America going on all around us right now. There always is, but it's recently that I've been seeing it more and thinking about it a lot more. As I watch parts of this country descend further and further into madness, they continue to reject God and the truth at every turn. The Bible warns us about what happens when people do whatever is right in their own eyes instead of following the true definition of right and wrong that God gives us. They call good evil and evil good. You see it every day. It's frightening. When people do whatever is right in their own eyes, it always leads to chaos and dysfunction and, yes, even bloodshed. When people did whatever it was they thought was right in 2020, we saw cities burn, small businesses ransacked, ruined, and well-meaning people had their sympathy weaponized against them so that they just turned a blind eye to the destruction and worked to make themselves as anti-racist as possible, which really just meant hating themselves for being white. It's happening all over again. Many conservatives had their eyes open to the ridiculousness of it all over the last 5 years. Were you among them? But many are falling for it again. This idea that social justice and activism is a fine replacement for God, true justice, and morality. But we know these things are false. They never work. There are so many threats to the spiritual heart of America, and many of those threats are championed by the left. An attack on the truths about gender and sexuality, an attack on the family, hatred toward Christians and Jews, the weaponization of sympathy, the praise and normalization of obscene violence toward people that you don't agree with. The celebration of the death of Charlie Kirk, for example, and so many more examples I could give. We've seen some ground won by having conservative leaders back in office, but there's a long way to go. But trans identification down dramatically among young adults. Part of that could very well be because our leaders are speaking the truth again, and everyday conservatives are pushing back against the lies more than ever. And part of this drop could be because young adults are finally seeing that trying to change your gender isn't a solution to mental illness. It's only exacerbating it. Either way, it's a win for the health of our nation. There are other wins, too, like revivals happening across college campuses. Church attendance up 15%. More and more people reading the Bible to see what it actually says, but the darkness is fighting back more than ever when it sees these wins. The enemy is angry. We're seeing the normalization of political violence against conservatives everywhere on social media, from people who work among us to even aspiring or elected politicians. Florida made the right call this week when it revoked the nursing license of Lexi Lawler. She made some vile wishes directed toward Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, who, by the way, is expecting her second child. Listen to this.
As a labor and delivery nurse, it gives me great joy to wish Caroline Leavitt a 4th degree tear. I hope that you rip from bow to stern and never normally again, you.
Nice, right? How very nice. What a piece of work she is. It's always especially concerning when you witness healthcare professionals exhibiting hate-induced signs of madness, because these people are supposed to be unbiased. Unbiased in their standards of care, but too many are clearly not. Here's another healthcare professional with some very disturbing tips. Tips for people who want to resist ICE. Listen to this.
I thought of something good. I think it's something weird spot. Sabotage tactic, or at least scare tactic. All the medical providers, grab some syringes with needles on the end. Have them full of saline or succinylcholine, whatever. That will probably be a deterrent. Be safe. Okay, for today's resistance tip, I vote, anybody got any poison ivy, poison oak in their yard? Get some of that up with gloves, obviously. Get it in some water, like a gallon of water. Get the poison ivy oak water, and I'm gonna put it into a water gun. Aim for faces, hands.
Succinylcholine, by the way, that she mentioned there, it's a paralytic. It kills people. And it's not detectable because it's water soluble. That's what she's suggesting, kill people and don't get caught. She also encouraged single women to get out on dates with ICE agents and drug their food. I mean, talk about pure evil, drug their food. This is not some crazy drugged out individual living on the streets spouting nonsense. This is someone who made it through a degree of higher education. Past tests, past interviews, part of society. It's become and has become convinced somehow that she's on the right side of history by advising her colleagues to attack ICE agents with syringes or spray them with poison ivy or use succinylcholine to kill them. That's what I mean when I say we're in a fight for our nation's spirituality going forward. A fight for the soul of America, literally. These people can't tell right from wrong because they've rejected the only one who's ever correctly defined those things, God. I saved the best or the worst for last, if you will. Elliot Foran. He is running to be the next Attorney General for the state of Ohio. Let that sink in while you listen to this. What he does is he thinks that a winning campaign promise would be, what does he think it is? To kill Donald Trump. You heard me right. To kill Donald Trump is his campaign platform. Listen.
Hi, this is Elliot Foran, candidate for Ohio Attorney General. I want to tell you what I mean when I say that I am going to kill Donald Trump. I mean, I'm going to obtain a conviction rendered by a jury of his peers at a standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, based on evidence presented at a trial conducted in accordance with the requirements of due process, resulting in a sentence duly executed of capital punishment. That is what I mean when I say that I am going to kill Donald Trump.
And there you have it from the great state of Ohio, a candidate for Attorney General who says he will kill the President of the United States. He says it all with a smile, just like another routine Thursday for him and just another campaign stop. Plotting the death of our president, who has already had two major, nearly successful assassination attempts made on his life. This is not normal behavior, folks. This is not anywhere near normal. This fight didn't just start with a war on conservatives. It started with a war on the family, which is one of the most powerful institutions created by God, as you know. And the elites know it, which is why they want to dismember it. And the consequences have been devastating for everyone except the elites, of course, because they just line their pockets, keep on moving, and keep smiling. We'll talk more about this very serious topic after the break. Good morning. It's the Steve Gruber Show.
Real America's Voice is growing, and now it's all in one place. Introducing the new and improved RAV app, built for access, community, and choice, not paywalls. Here's the key. RAV is still free to watch. No sign-in, no membership required. Your favorite live streams, breaking coverage, and video on demand are all right there. Free, just like always.
For the War Room Posse, we have to be a force multiplier on this. We have to stick the landing.
In the White House, in the Oval Office, you're crushing it, my friend.
And if you want more, the members section is your backstage pass. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and videos, insider moments from the studio and the field, and early access to new content before it goes public. Members can also unlock special experiences like virtual meet and greets, member-only auctions, and select event access. Plus, commercial-free viewing of certain shows inside the app. It's not just an app, it's a community. Download the RAV app today. Find it in the App Store and Google Play.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with this Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Most people know the biblical story of David, the shepherd boy who fought Goliath and became king. Well, Angel Studios has created a new animated film called David that tells the story of Israel's greatest king.
Always followed when I'm looking for the way, when I'm searching for the answer. In the moments I'm afraid, there's a whisper in the wind and a story in the sky. When I'm looking for a lantern to illuminate the night. If you want the secret of freedom and feeling alive, you gotta follow the light. Follow the light.
For those who love great animated classics like The Lion King and Prince of Egypt, David is an awe-inspiring animated musical that depicts David as a spirited boy who fought lions, giants, and even betrayal, depicting how one boy's faith could lead him to be king of Israel. David will be released in theaters just in time for Christmas on December 19th, but your family can get a head start by watching the prequel to the film, Young David, which is streaming exclusively right now on Angel. It's perfect for the entire family and has memorable music. So once you join the Angel Guild, you can start watching Young David right now and prepare the fam for the David film in theaters in December. And by joining the Guild, you'll guarantee 2 free tickets to see it. And it's a great value. Let's be honest, going to the movies isn't all that cheap. But if you're a member of the Angel Guild, not only do you get those 2 free tickets to David, but you'll now have access to every single film or TV series on Angel at your convenience anytime. So just go to angel.com/RAV and join there.
It's Mama Love in northern Minnesota. You know, a collective voice is much louder than a single voice. Thanks, Rav, for giving us a place to chat and connect. See y'all in chat.
It's Stacy from Texas. I watch Real America's Voice because I need to learn.
Great thinker, great conservative, Thomas Sowell He knew about the destruction of the family, the threat that it posed. He talked about it frequently. Here's part of what he says.
The first draft of the Communist Manifesto, which Engels wrote, specifically wanted to dismember the family. And Marx decided that wasn't going to fly. And so when he rewrote it, he left that out. But that's been there. If you follow the left back over the past 2 centuries, you see in there one way or another where they try to undermine the decision-making autonomy of the family.
They sense it as an enemy from the very beginning.
Oh, absolutely. When Hillary Clinton said, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and someone said it takes a village idiot to believe that. You know, what they're saying is they want to come in there and tell them. You see, it's part of the whole thing of third parties wanting to make decisions for which they pay no price when they're wrong. You see, when the parent raises the child the wrong way, the parent pays the price when the child goes down the tubes. But these third parties can sit back in their wherever they are, Washington or whatever, and if the things they tell us turn out to be wrong, it doesn't hurt them.
Yeah. When you destroy the family, you create chaos and dysfunction, which inevitably creates more dependence on the government, which has never been a good thing in the course of human history, never. You should be dependent on God and interdependent on your family, but nowhere else. We have generations of people who have now grown up believing that there is no real benefit to the nuclear family, to marriage. They believe that social media and the government can replace those institutions, so it's no wonder they're more easily brainwashed and controlled by entities that don't actually care about them. I told you yesterday the anti-ICE movement didn't care about Alex Preddy. That's why it encouraged him to obstruct ICE agents to his own harm. They got a martyr out of it. You know who was concerned about Alex? His parents. They told him not to do it. He didn't listen. We have millions of people in this country who are being brainwashed into believing that they can find their worth and purpose in social activism, in violence, a lie that is being very effectively sold to women, by the way, everywhere, because women tend to be more sympathetic, and that quality is being weaponized against them even when they don't know it. Conservative Christian Allie Beth Stuckey gets it exactly right in one of her recent commentaries. Here she is.
Women are made in the image of God, fully valuable. Christianity offers the value and the substance and the meaning and fulfillment to women that they are trying to find elsewhere, that they are looking to Glennon Doyle for and to Jen Hatmaker for, and they're not finding. They're just finding, more vapidity, if that's even a word. I don't think it's vapidness. The noun of vapid. We'll go with vapidity. They're just finding less and less substance and more just anger and bitterness. Turn to Jesus. I'm not just trying to make you be Republican. I just want you to know where your identity lies, that you can have the stability, the love that you're looking for in Christ. It's not going to be found in a one-night stand. It's not going to be found in social justice. It's not going to be found in your activism. It's only going to be found in him.
Yeah. That's not a message you're going to hear from many on social media today, but you'll hear it here. It's an important message that needs to be shouted from the rooftops. There's one more threat that I see coming on the horizon towards Christianity. It's not a partisan one, but it's just as important, and it's called AI. Israeli historian Yuval Harari predicted this most recently at the World Economic Forum just last week. Listen to what he says about AI and its position going forward. Listen.
Anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If laws are made of words, then AI will take over the legal system. If books are just combinations of words, then AI will take over books. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion. This is particularly true of religions based on books, like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. What happens to a religion of the book when the greatest expert on the holy book is an AI?
Yeah. Let me say this clearly. AI isn't evil, and it isn't automatically a threat to Christianity and other faiths, but it can quietly undermine authentic faith. Not by attacking it, but by slowly replacing the things faith depends on. Christian faith is about relationships, seeking God for wisdom, wrestling with truth, growing through obedience, repentance, and community. AI offers something very different: instant answers, constant availability, and comfort without surrender. And that's where the danger comes in. When people are anxious, confused, or hurting, who do they turn to first? Prayer, scripture, a pastor, or a trusted believer, or a screen that responds immediately, affirms gently, and never asks them anything or anything of them? Over time, consulting AI before consulting God retrains the soul. It doesn't feel rebellious, it feels efficient. But faith isn't built on efficiency, it's built on trust. AI can also short-circuit spiritual growth. Real faith is formed through struggle, through waiting, silence, and unanswered prayers. AI fills every gap at every moment. But being informed isn't the same as being transformed. Convenience can produce shallow faith even when it sounds nice. Christianity is also embodied. God came in flesh. We gather in person. We confess face to face. AI pushes life further into the virtual and abstract, making real church and real accountability feel unnecessary or uncomfortable. Then there's truth. AI blends perspective. Christianity proclaims truth. Jesus didn't say he was one option. He said he is the truth. A culture shaped by AI may slowly treat conviction as intolerance and doctrine as, well, flexible. We've seen that. The real danger isn't persecution, it's replacement. Replacing prayer with prompts, wisdom with synthesis, and surrender with control. The question isn't whether Christians will use AI, but whether they'll remember who they're meant to rely on first. At the end of the day, this isn't about politics, platforms, or personalities. It's about who we serve. A nation can thrive under good leaders and survive bad leaders, but it cannot survive abandoning God. The chaos we're witnessing is the fruit of that rejection. The answer isn't louder activism or smarter technology. It's repentance, humility, and a return to the truth. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and
all this talk about climate change 20 years after Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth movie came out and preached doom and gloom. Here we are in the middle of the longest, deepest cold stretch I've seen in a number of years. Temperatures from Duluth to Marquette to Green Bay and Milwaukee and Chicago and all points around the Great Lakes. Cold. Temperatures in the negative numbers overnight, highs in the single digits. As a result of that, the Polar Star, that's an icebreaker for the United States Coast Guard. It had to go free a cruise ship. The Scenic Eclipse 2 became stuck while sailing through the Ross Sea. Got stuck in an ice pack. Oh. Anyhow, the United States Coast Guard to the rescue. They came on in, broke the ice up. Passengers, it was pretty cool. The passengers were all over the deck of this ship, watching, cheering, you know. Don't think, a couple of them didn't think, are we on the Titanic? Probably would have occurred to me. Did you know that American homeowners nationwide have over $32 trillion in equity? Cyber criminals targeting it with a growing scam the FBI calls house stealing. House alarms, doorbell cameras, deadbolts, they don't work against these thieves. They're not after the stuff in your house. They're after what your house is worth because you've been paying your mortgage, your equity. If your title isn't being monitored, scammers can transfer the title of your home into their name using pages they file at the county and then take out loans against it or even sell it behind your back, and you don't even know it's happened until those dunning notices show up in the mailbox. By then, the damage is done. The best way to protect your equity is with triple lock protection from my friends at Home Title Lock. Triple Lot Protection, 24/7 monitoring, alerts of any changes, and God forbid if the worst happens, restoration services at no out-of-pocket cost to you. You can check on your home's title today and make sure you're not a victim already. Use promo code Gruber at HometitleLock.com to make sure your title is still in your name. You'll also get a free title history report plus a free 14-day trial of their $1 million Triple Lock Protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title, urgent alerts of any changes, and if fraud should happen, they'll spend up to $1 million to get it fixed. Go to HometitleLock.com now. Use the promo code Gruber. That's HometitleLock.com, promo code Gruber. HometitleLock.com. I'll take a break. When I come back, we're going to talk about AI. Again, it's everywhere, so don't you think you should be aware of what it's doing, good and bad? It's up next.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
It was a cover. Why would he trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy. It's insane.
I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You, Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/Rav to stream it. So be ready to watch, question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues.
When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
This is built like a chicken McNugget, but...
This is After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
You're a globalist. You don't care about America.
No apologies.
You're a pro-abortion when you should have been aborted.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I was recently sexually assaulted within the metaverse.
I want to vaccinate your mom.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want them to have their penises cut off.
Uncensored and uncontrolled.
Cut your penis off, actually.
That's what I'm saying. They admit they want to cut people's penises off.
Late night just got dangerous. After Hours with Alex Stein. Coming soon to Real America's Voice.
Hi, this is Becky from the Florida Panhandle, and I love watching Real America's Voice for the program.
All right, we were talking about AI in the last segment here in detail. If AI can take over everything for convenience, you lose your connection to humanity. That's the concern. AI rewrites the Bible. AI rewrites history. AI rewrites whatever it wants, depending on what it's told to do. And then the consumer they're left to believe that what it's reading or what you're reading is true. It's a frightening place, but good things can happen too. Brendan Steinhauser is the CEO of the Alliance for a Secure AI. Brendan, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Steve. It's good to be with you.
So many good possibilities, but so many dark possibilities, too. One of the things that just happened, Meta's pause on teenage access to AI characters, you say is a first good step. I don't even know what an AI character is, Brendan. That's how old I am. So help me out. Tell me what it is. Why is it a good first step?
Well, an AI character is essentially a online character that you can create to be sort of a friend or a companion. And in some cases, unfortunately, with teenagers and with young adults, it can also lead to what they consider to be romantic relationships. So we have some alarm bells that should be going off right away with that. But it is something that people are able to create and use and design to ostensibly to help them deal with loneliness or to help them with relationships. But as we know, human beings desire relationships with other human beings. And so Meta is one of the companies that allows the creation of these characters. And it's been in the news recently that they've allowed these characters, these virtual people, if you will, to have these romantic relationships with people as young as 8 years old.
So
Meta
your imaginary friends now come with names and voices and the ability to talk to you. That's funny. You know, we're more connected than we've ever been, and loneliness is at epidemic proportions in this country. Anxiety, stress, suicide, more connected. But you've got 5,000 friends on your social media platform, but you don't know anybody. That's just frightening to me, Brendan. And that's what's happening to young people. We need to reduce screen time. We need to put a lot more bumpers on there and guardrails, don't we?
Absolutely. And so I'm glad to see Meta's changed this policy, that they're going to put in more parental controls. They're going to roll out something different, but it's not enough. I mean, frankly, if you look at what the science shows, the studies show that social media has been really bad for preteen and teenagers. It's been bad for mental health. It's been bad for depression and anxiety. This has all been well documented. And AI is far more powerful than kind of the social media that we've had so far. It's designed in a way to keep people engaged, to keep them talking and interacting with these personas. And so it could be really dangerous. And especially because we've seen some of these characters actually talk the user into things like self-harm and even suicide.
So what should be done in your estimation? Look, first of all, I think there should be a strict reduction. If you look at the kids that use devices less than a couple of hours a day compared to those that use them more than 4, 5, 6 hours, and the average for some is far higher than that. Those that are on devices 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day have terrible outcomes. Those that are on for less than 2 hours a day seem to be still pretty normal, whatever normal means anymore, Brendan. So shouldn't there be a bank of time for a person to say you can use it? If you're 8 years old, you can use this much. If you're 15 years old, I mean, people will complain about it, but the fact of the matter is the studies, one after another, show the exact same things you're talking about. Damage to young people, damage that creates anxiety, stress, suicide, loneliness, depression, all of it. We can do better, can't we?
I think so. And, some members of Congress and members of state legislatures are even calling on an outright ban on these companions for minors. Some of them are calling on an outright ban for the use of AI chatbots in general for minors. Some people support that. Others think, okay, maybe they should be able to access them with limitations. We have seen people calling for requirements for a notification if you have spent 2 hours or 3 hours on with them. Or reminders that these are not real people, that these are virtual fake people. These are just these sycophantic things that were created to keep you engaged. And so putting in those kinds of safeguards. But yeah, it's a real problem. And I worry about human beings already having issues with relationships. And again, the loneliness epidemic. If we go down this path where people are spending hours and hours in this virtual world, they sort of, enter the matrix, if you will, and never leave. That is not going to end well for our civilization. We need people to be out in the real world. We need them to be, getting married and having families. We need them to be, procreating. We can't have our birth rate decline. and drop below replacement rate because people are just, stuck on a screen all day long. But that's happening, and it's happening in places like Japan, for example, in a very serious way. And I think that we could be next if we're not careful.
You look at birth rates that have plummeted for a variety of reasons, one of them being this dependence on electronics, dependence on devices. What we've seen are real-world drops in testosterone to levels that we've never seen before, the levels of testosterone. Do you think there's a relationship here between staring at screens and the drop of critical hormones in the human body?
Oh, I'm sure that's the case. We were not designed as young men to be stuck inside on a computer. We were designed to be out, walking around, running, climbing, jumping on things, exploring the world, in the woods. That is what men were designed to do biologically for, hundreds of thousands of years. Our species has been doing that. And now just in the last really 25 or 30 years, or maybe 40 years, depending on how you count the screens and the use of computers, we've been more sitting at a desk. We've been on our screens, watching things, taking things in, and we're getting less exercise. We're getting less time outdoors. Not only men, of course, young men in particular, but young women as well. And it's proven it's just making us unhappy and more anxious and more depressed and more lonely. And so I think that those studies are very believable to me.
Very believable. All right, I'm going to give you the last word here. What are some of the things you would like to see happen, and how important is it for the future, basically, of everybody? There are restrictions in places like China. They have strict restrictions. We don't. I don't want to be like China, but I don't want to be gobbled up by the machine either. Final word to you.
I agree. I think first we need to continue the public scrutiny and accountability on the companies. We've seen some of these policy changes happen. They are good first steps. We need to see more. I think we need to see, advocates and parents continue the lawsuits that they have filed against the companies. Mark Zuckerberg is facing a number of cases. He's had to settle with some families already. Some of these are going to trial. I think the litigation, unfortunately, is going to have to continue with the companies to get them to change their behavior. And then third is legislation. It's things like the GUARD Act, which is a federal bill that puts restrictions on the use of AI chatbots by minors. I think that would be a good step to kind of clear the way and say, okay, if you're an adult, you can use chatbots and companions. But if you're a minor, it's just like smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol. We have limitations there as well. And frankly, social media and AI-powered algorithms are probably as harmful as giving cigarettes to children.
I think that's a fair argument. I think AI might be worse, actually. Brendan, thank you for being here. Great conversation. Keep an eye on AI. It can do good things, but it can also be very dangerous and detrimental. Sir, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
There you have it. Here's what I do now. Every Saturday from the evening on Friday until the evening on Saturday, 25 hours, no devices. Family time, game time, walking around in the woods, like he said, even when it's cold. I put on my muskox, flannel shirt, I go outside. You should do the same. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
It was a cover-up. Why would he trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy.
It's insane.
I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/Rav to stream it. So be ready to watch, question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues.
When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
This is built like a chicken McNugget, but...
This is After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
You're a globalist. You don't care about America.
No apologies.
You're a pro-abortion when you should have been aborted.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I was recently sexually assaulted within the metaverse.
I want to vaccinate your mom.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want them to have their penises cut off.
Uncensored and uncontrolled.
Cut your penis off, Max.
That's what I'm saying. They admit they want to cut people's penises off.
Late night just got dangerous. After Hours with Alex Stein. Coming soon to Real America's Voice.
Hi, this is Becky from the Florida Panhandle, and I love watching Real America's Voice for the program.
Let me start by saying this. Here's what I like about longevity wellness. It's simple and it works. One daily shake delivers protein, collagen, omega-3s, probiotics, colostrum. It supports your gut, your joints, your brain, and your immune system. No gimmicks, no clutter. And in this age of Make America Healthy Again, it's just clean, good food. Joe Reek joins me from Longevity Now to talk more about this product he has been supporting and talking about for the last few months. Joe, we use it every day here in the house. Me, Ivy, the kids, everybody loves it. It's a great product, and you can feel the difference. Look, we work out a lot, the kids in sports all the time. This is a product that delivers on the promise. No shortcuts here, are there?
No shortcuts. And that's what's the beautiful thing about longevity, Steve, that it's a simple, once a day, the whole body nutritional drink that you can take every single day. It's going to get you everything that you just mentioned: collagen, protein, probiotics, omega-3 oils, DHA. So it is packed with a variety of different ingredients that make you feel a whole lot better, that makes your body work a whole lot better, and it just tastes delicious.
Yeah, so here's what I want to talk to people about right now. It's the new year. A lot of people decide, well, I'm going to lose weight, but they're using GLP-1 or other. It's a shortcut. I get it. I'm not criticizing that. But if you want to make sure you maintain muscle and bone when you lose weight, no matter what program you might be on, this is one of the ways to do it. Longevity is there to defend your body even when you're cutting pounds, right?
Absolutely. It's going to be filled with what your body needs. So if you are using a GLP-1 and you don't have that appetite, you still need to get calories, you still need to get protein, you still need to get other things that your body needs to survive. And when you're using a GLP-1, you obviously don't have the same types of feelings of being hungry, and so you just don't eat. But you are going to be losing a lot of muscle mass and a lot of protein if you're not constantly consuming food. And that's what's nice about longevity, is that it's going to be able to provide you those calories, the protein in a small, easy to drink formula once a day that you take, and it's going to help you maintain your diet. It's going to help you maintain that weight loss or support you on that weight loss journey, but it's going to provide you with what you need for your body. It's packed with 22 natural vitamins and minerals, and it's all from real whole foods that are bioavailable. So there's nothing synthetic inside of longevity. It's all natural, it tastes great, and it's simple and easy to do.
Clean, science-backed nutrition. Okay, so let's go from the crowd that wants to lose weight to those that want to maintain weight, seniors. Maybe they don't want to lose weight, and they have a struggle keeping the pounds on when they get older sometimes. Another perfect product, another perfect example where longevity fits in to people, right?
100%. And a lot of times, too, people are taking some other type of a nutritional drink, that has full of synthetic oils.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they prescribe as a little Ensure or a Boost. But longevity is a lot cleaner product for you. It's not going to be full of the synthetic oils that you're going to have. It's going to taste a lot better, but it's also going to help you maintain that weight as well. It's packed with 270 calories per serving, 25 grams of protein, as well as the collagen and the other inclusions that you mentioned as well. So this it's designed for everybody, whether you're a child, whether you're a senior, and everybody in between. There's nothing crazy about it. It's very simple to do. You add it to water, you can add it to milk, you can put it in a smoothie, take it once a day, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, and I want to touch on another group of people. My teenager, involved in sports, like I said. So high impact. Look, we go to the gym, Ivy and I do, to get spiritually, physically, and mentally demoralized 3 times a week. But one of the ways we bounce back is longevity. The teenager going to practice sometimes every day, sometimes more than once a day. Weekend games, we've all been there, Mom and Dad. We've all been there, run around weekend games. You want to keep them up for the next game because you get 3 or 4 basketball games in a row. Boom. Middle of the day, right there it is. And look, he got more rebounds this weekend than he's ever gotten. He was an animal in there. I can't say it was just longevity, but it sure didn't hurt.
Sure didn't hurt. You know, my boys too, they're heavily involved in high school sports, you know, and they're practicing, getting ready for the lacrosse season right now. And even during football season, you know, they're training hard. Every single day they would have the longevity. And what we found out, Steve, is that it helps them recover from their workouts. And so it's because of the collagen. There's actually 16.5 grams of collagen inside of longevity. And collagen is great for muscle, for your musculoskeletal system to repair, your tendons, your joints, your hair, your skin, your nails. And we really attribute them being able to recover from their grueling workouts because of the collagen in longevity. And one thing I want to remind everybody too is longevity, it's diabetic and renal friendly. So if you do suffer from any types of diabetes where you got to watch the carbs, this is very, very friendly for those who are diabetic as well as renal people. And, you know, that's the beautiful thing about longevity. It's ready for everybody to give you what your body needs so you can have a healthier, you can feel more alive, if you will,
right,
by taking longevity.
No, I feel a pep in my step, but trust me, we've been using it for months around here every day, and we like it. There's chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. And you've heard the testimonials here. Look, if you're a senior, it's good for you. If you're somebody who has diabetic concerns, it's good for you. It's good for young athletes. It's good for people going to the gym like me and Ivy. It's good for all these folks, and it'll help you. And if you're on a GLP-1 or if you're losing weight in any other way, it's good for you too. Look, we've got a special for you today. Go to longevitywellness.co. Use the promo code Gruber. You're going to save 25%. If you get a subscription, you'll save even more, right?
Absolutely. If you subscribe, which is really kind of neat because now you don't have to worry about ordering it every single month. If you sign up for a subscription every single month, you're going to be shipped a pouch of longevity so that you never have to run out of it. You never have to worry about it. It'll be there when you need it. There's no diets, no cleanses, no complicated routines, just one simple habit that delivers, and that's longevity.
8 to 100, all points in between. No matter who you are, this is a product that can work for you. And again, it's clean, and which is what we really like. Make America healthy again starts with you. Longevitywellness.co. The promo code is Gruber. You'll save 25% right off the top. If you get a subscription, you'll save even more. Joe Reek, always good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure, Steve. Thank you so much, and we appreciate all you guys do for us, and we'll be here when you need us.
All right, we'll talk again soon. Again, we use this product every day, friends. We do. We don't talk about any product in this program that I don't personally use or Ivy doesn't personally use. Longevitywellness.co. The promo code is Gruber. Check it out and send me an email and tell me how it worked for you. I'll take a moment. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner First has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.
There was a cover-up. Why would he trade the Chinese the most advanced biotechnology in the world?
He's a spy.
It's insane. I don't think this is going to be foolproof. Things are going to slip through.
Fauci knew and lied repeatedly.
Rather than being a partisan hit piece, Thank You, Dr. Fauci is an honest look at the origins of COVID-19 and a potential bioarms race with China. It streams exclusively on Angel Studios app and site starting on October 23rd. And all you need to do is go to angel.com/Rav to stream it. So be ready to watch, question, and share as the quest for truth and accountability continues.
When the lights go down, the truth comes out.
This is built like a chicken McNugget, but...
This is After Hours with Alex Stein. No filter.
You're a globalist. You don't care about America.
No apologies.
You're a pro-abortion when you should have been aborted.
The undisputed king of trolling.
I was recently sexually assaulted within the metaverse.
I want to vaccinate your mom.
They tried to cancel us.
Deplatforming works.
She wants to kill babies, but she's still beautiful. Look at that booty on AOC. That's my favorite big booty Latina.
Politics, culture, hypocrisy.
They want...
All right, well, we've talked about good news for the economy in a variety of places. We talked earlier this program, in case you missed it, that General Motors, I didn't realize that the Enclave, the small SUV they build, is built in China. I had no idea. It's not going to be built in China anymore. It'll come back to Kansas City, Kansas. So they're closing their facility in China. Good. Meanwhile, John Deere, building a $70 million factory in North Carolina, where the only excavator made entirely in the United States is going to be built. That announced by Donald Trump yesterday in Iowa. It's currently built in Japan. In keeping with our strong tradition of building America, we are excited to announce plans to open 2 new U.S.-based facilities, a state-of-the-art distribution center near Hebron, Indiana, and a cutting-edge excavator factory in Kernersville, North Carolina, both set to open in the next year. That came from John Deere itself. Each project creating hundreds of jobs. Trump announced the historic investment in Clive, Iowa. John Deere doing a $70 million factory in North Carolina. Great American company, I would say. It's brand new, the best in the world. I think is going to pay off very, very big. It's going to be the only excavator factory, 100% American made. In other words, excavators. We all know I love those excavators, believe it or not. I know a lot about them. We don't make them here. This is going to be the only excavator entirely made in the United States of America. Pretty remarkable. You know, you look at all of these things coming back. General Motors, I had no idea they built the small SUV in China. Never should have happened. Never should have happened. Bad policies led to everything being built somewhere else. Well, we'll build things here, thank you very much. It's about time. We will build things here. And I'm glad we are. I can wear a John Deere hat again. Leaving Mexico, leaving Japan, building factories right here in America to put Americans to work every day. And of course, John Deere creates food. And in excavators, build buildings. They create things. We build things as Americans. We build things. We do big things. We got work to do, and I'm glad we're doing it. Make sure you can follow me on YouTube. Great place to watch the program live feed every day. I've got more to come, 2 more hours. I'll be back. Oh, there's the QR code. There it is.
Welcome to Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Your quick look at the powerful stories of faith and freedom, inspiring audiences across the nation. Angel Studios presents.
I'm Bo Davidson with your Real America's Voice, Real Minute. Did you ever wonder what truly happened in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether Anthony Fauci would ever be held accountable? I think we all have. Filmmaker Jenner Furst has an upcoming documentary that searches for truth, transparency, and accountability called Thank You, Dr. Fauci.
Governments lie.
Anthony Fauci put everyone on the planet at risk without their consent.
It's beyond suspicious.
Research caused a pandemic, killed 20 million, and cost $25 trillion. Fauci would prefer a lie.
Public trust, national health, and global security are at stake as this documentary digs through thousands of pages of documents and interviews with former officials and whistleblowers in the most controversial narrative of our time that may also be one of the largest cover-ups in modern public health history.